All right, guys, so let's continue on Shakespeare, Act 3, Scene 1. So far, I want to say, Aragon and some other king, they have appeared already. They have tried to pick the right box for Portia's love, but have failed twice. And she's hoping Bassanio, and Bassanio's on his way. You know, he already borrowed money from Shylock, and Shylock already got the guarantee from another business gentleman, merchant. And so, but now we're on a new act, Act 3. And I'm not sure if this is a tragedy, but we'll see what unfolds. So Act 3, Scene 1. Enter Salanio and Salarino. So we're going to hop back and forth again from Shakespearean words to modern American English. So enter Salanio and Salarino. Salanio and Salarino enter. Salanio. Now, what news on the Rialto? So what's the news on the Rialto? Salarino. Why, yet it lives there unchecked that Antonio had the ship of rich lading wracked on the narrow seas. The Goodwins, I think they call the place, a very dangerous flat and fatal, where the carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried, as they say, if my gossip report be an honest woman of her word. Well, there's a rumor that Antonio had a ship carrying expensive cargo that shipwrecked in the English Channel on the Goodwin Sands, a very dangerous sandbar. Many ships have sunk there, according to rumors. Salanio. I would she were as lying a gossip in that as ever napped ginger or made her neighbors believe she wept for the death of a third husband. But it is true, without any slips of prolixity or crossing the plain highway of talk, that the good Antonio, the honest Antonio, oh, that I had a title good enough to keep his name company. I hope this new rumor is a lie, like the gossiping widow's claim that she was sorry her third husband died, but it's true. I don't want to get all mushy and go on, but the good Antonio, the honest Antonio, oh, if I only had a title good enough to match his. Salarino. Come, the full stop. Come on, get to the point. Salanio. Ha! What sayest thou? Why, the end is he hath lost the ship. What are you saying? Well, the point is he's lost the ship. Salarino. I would it might prove the end of his losses. I hope that's all he loses. Salanio. Let me say, Amen, betimes, lest the devil cross my prayer. For here he comes in the likeness of a Jew. Let me say Amen quickly before the devil comes in and stops my prayer, because here comes the devil disguised as a Jew. So I think Shylock's approaching. Enter Shylock. Shylock enters. Oh, but continue, Salanio, as Shylock enters. How now, Shylock? What news among the merchants? How's it going, Shylock? What's the news among the merchants? Shylock. You knew, none so well as you, of my daughter's flight. You knew, no one knew as well as you did about my daughter's plans to run away. Salarino. That's certain. I, for my part, knew the tailor that made the wings she flew withal. That's true, I even knew the tailor who made the disguise she wore when she ran off. Salanio. And Shylock, for his own part, knew the bird was fledged, and then it is the complexion of them all to leave the dam. And Shylock knew his daughter was ready to run away. It's natural for children to leave their parents. Shylock. She is damned for it. She'll be damned for it. Salanio. That's certain, if the devil may be her judge. That's true, if the devil's judging her. Shylock. My own flesh and blood to rebel? My own flesh and blood turned against me, a rebel. Salanio. Out upon it, old carrion. Rebels it at these years? Or rebels it at these years? No, your flesh still rebels at your age? Salanio pretends to think Shylock means he can't control his own sexual urges. That's a little side note. So Shylock. I say my daughter is my flesh and blood. I mean my daughter is my flesh and blood. Salarino. There was more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory, more between your bloods than there is between red wine and Rhenish. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio have had any loss at sea or no? You two are totally different. Your flesh is more different from hers than coal is from ivory. There's more difference between your bloods than between red wine and white. But tell us, did you hear anything about Antonio's loss at sea? Shylock. There I have another bad match, a bankrupt, a prodigal who dares scarce show his head on the Rialto, a beggar that was used to come so smug upon the mart. Let him look to his bond, he was wont to call me usurer. Let him look to his bond, he was wont to lend money for a Christian courtesy. Let him look to his bond. Before reading the translation, I think he's saying like, that's his problem. That's another bad deal I've made, a bankrupt, a spendthrift who now has to hide his head on the Rialto, a beggar who used to look so smug in front of the other merchants. Let him think about his own debt. He liked to call me a loan shark. Let him think about his debt to me. He used to lend money as a favor between Christians, but now let him think about his own debt. He was wont to call me usurer or loan shark. Salarino. Why, I am sure if he forfeit thou will not take his flesh. What's that good for? But you won't take his flesh if he can't pay. What's that good for? And here goes Shylock on another long rant. To bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and hindered me 500,000. Laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated mine enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is? If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you and the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why revenge? The villainy you teach me I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction. I'll use it for fish bait. You can't eat human flesh, but if it feeds nothing else, it'll feed my revenge. He's insulted me and cost me 500,000 ducats. He's laughed at my losses, made fun of my earnings, humiliated my race, thwarted my deals, turned my friends against me, riled up my enemies. And why? Because I'm a Jew. Doesn't a Jew have eyes? Doesn't a Jew have hands, bodily organs, a human shape, 5 senses, feelings, and passions? Doesn't a Jew eat the same food, get hurt with the same weapons, get sick with the same diseases, get healed by the same medicine, and warm up in summer and cool off in winter just like a Christian? If you prick us with the pin, don't we bleed? If you tickle us, don't we laugh? If you poison us, don't we die? And if you treat us badly, won't we try to get revenge? If we're like you in everything else, we'll resemble you in that respect. If a Jew offends a Christian, what's the Christian kind and gentle reaction? Revenge. If a Christian offends a Jew, what punishment will he come up with if he follows the Christian example? Of course, the same thing, revenge. I'll treat you as badly as you Christians taught me to, and you'll be lucky if I don't outdo my teachers. Enter a man from Antonio. One of Antonio's servants enters. So the servant, which is called man, to Salanio and Salarino. Gentlemen, my master Antonio is at his house and desires to speak with you both. To Salanio and Salarino. My master Antonio is at his house and would like to speak to you both. Salarino. We have been up and down to seek him. We've been looking for him everywhere. Enter Tubal. Tubal enters. Salanio. Here comes another of the tribe. A third cannot be matched unless the devil himself turn Jew. Exeunt Salanio, Salarino, and man. Here comes another Jew. You cannot find a third like these two unless the devil himself turn into a Jew. Salanio, Salarino, and Antonio's servant exit. So Tubal, I guess, is Shylock's friend. So Shylock's talking to Tubal. How now, Tubal? What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter? Hello, Tubal. Any news from Genoa? Did you find my daughter? Tubal. I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her. I went to many places where I heard news about her, but I couldn't find her. So Shylock continues for a long time, about a paragraph. Why, there, a diamond gone cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats in that, and other precious, precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot, and the jewels in her ear. Would she were hearsed at my foot, and the ducats in her coffin. No news of them? Why so? And I know not what's spent in the search. Why thou, loss upon loss, the thief gone with so much, and so much to find the thief, and no satisfaction, no revenge, nor no ill luck stirring, but what lights, oh my shoulders, no sighs, but oh my breathing, no tears, but oh my shedding. Oh, One of the stolen diamonds cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. I never felt the curse of the Jews until now. I never felt it until now. 2,000 ducats in that diamond and other precious, precious jewels. I wish my daughter were dead at my feet wearing those jewels. I wish she were in her coffin here with the ducats in her coffin. You couldn't find out anything about them? Why? I don't even know how much I'm spending to find them. Loss upon loss. The thief left with so much, and I'm spending so much to hunt down the thief. And still I'm not satisfied. I haven't gotten my revenge. The only luck I have is bad luck. Nobody suffers but me. Nobody's crying except me. So Tubal, yes, other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa. While other men have bad luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa. So Shylock cuts him off. What? Ill luck? Ill luck? What? Bad luck? Bad luck? Tubal, hath an Argosy cast away coming from Tripoli. He had a shipwrecked coming from Tripoli. Shylock, I thank God, I thank God. It's true, it's true. Thank God, thank God. Is it true, is it true? He's asking Tubal, like, did he really lose his ship? I spoke with some of the sailors that escaped the wreck. I spoke with some of the sailors who survived the wreck. Shylock, I thank thee, good Tubal. Good news, ha ha, heard in Genoa. Thank you, Tubal, good news, ha ha, heard in Genoa. Tubal, your daughter spent in Genoa, as I heard, in one night 80 ducats. I also heard that your daughter spent 80 ducats in Genoa one night. Shylock, thou stickest a dagger in me. I shall never see my gold again. 80 ducats at a sitting. 80 ducats. So he's like repeating it, pissed. Oh, you're sticking a dagger in me. I'll never see my gold again. 80 ducats in one shot? 80 ducats? Tubal, there came divers of Antonio's creditors in my company to Venice that swear he cannot choose but break. I came to Venice with a number of Antonio's creditors who say he won't be able to avoid going bankrupt. Shylock, I'm very glad of it. I'll plague him. I'll torture him. I am glad of it. I'm very glad about that. I'll hound him. I'll torture him. I'm very glad. Tubal, one of them shoved me a ring that he had of your daughter for a monkey. One creditor showed me a ring he got from your daughter in exchange for a monkey. Shylock, out upon her. Thou torturest me, Tubal. It was my turquoise. I had it of Leah when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys. Damn her, you're torturing me, Tubal. That was my turquoise ring. Leah gave it to me before we were married. I wouldn't have given it away for a whole jungle of monkeys. So Tubal, but Antonio was certainly undone. But Antonio certainly ruined. Shylock to end the scene. Nay, that's true, that's very true. Go, Tubal, fee me an officer. Bespeak him a fortnight before. I will have the heart of him if he forfeit. For were he out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. Go, Tubal, and meet me at our synagogue. Go, good Tubal, at our synagogue. Tubal, exeunt severally. That's true, that's very true, Tubal. Go find me a police officer to arrest Antonio. Get him ready 2 weeks ahead of time. I'll take Antonio's heart if he can't pay. With him out of Venice, I can make whatever bargains I want when I lend money. Go, Tubal, meet me at the synagogue. They exit. Fee me an officer. Like, fine, so fee, but find me an officer. I will have the heart of him if he forfeit. For were he out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. So I could like make whatever deals I want once Antonio's out. Because Antonio's a Christian, I guess like I don't know, I guess Christians are more able to be free with their bargains because they judge the Jews for being like greedy. I don't know. He just because Antonio's always talking shit about his business deals, so wants him out of the way. So that's Act 3, Scene 1. Antonio's having some bad, something happened out to shore in some known little sandbar where ships are known to catch wreck and sink. So if you guys remember in the beginning of the play, they made a deal that like if he didn't pay him, he would give a flesh for his flesh or something like that. So, peace.